This is Jedi General Pong Krell. I welcome you to the Voice of the Republic podcast. Listen to this podcast. That is in order.
Your reputation precedes you, General. The reputation of a great new podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Voice of the Republic podcast. This is Bonnie Peace, Baru from Star Wars.
Time to see who's smart enough to join the hunt for the Voice of the Republic podcast.
So, I hear we're going to be taking out separatists on the Voice of the Republic podcast.
Smaller in number, are we? But larger in mind is the Voice of the Republic podcast. Of all the Jedi, why did I have to end up with the Voice of the Republic podcast? As the Republic juggernaut rolls across the disputed worlds, citizens all across the galaxy turn to the Voice of the Republic podcast for help.
Hello, this is C-3PO, Human-Cyborg Relations. Master Luke can't come on the Voice of the Republic today. He's out fighting the stormtroopers that just landed. I shall have him be a guest on the Republic podcast as soon as possible. Oh dear.
Hello Star Wars fans across the galaxy, welcome to the Voice of the Republic podcast. My name is Daniel and joining me is fellow host Rory Williamson.
Hello.
And also joining us is co-host Andrew Willis.
Hello.
Hello, another week, another show. And we've got a longer intro, which means I can have a longer drink while I wait.
Yep, definitely. The joys of new guests.
Yes, the joys when you guess I can get a few more seconds to have a longer drink. But yes, let's not. As every week, yes, so if you'd like to introduce tonight's guests.
We have Dave Eldry, who is an well-known autograph collector from Star Wars Autograph Collecting, and his collection is shown on the Let the Wookiee Win website. So how are you, Dave?
Hello, guys. It's good to be on, actually. Nice to talk to you most. I know most of you anyway, so it'd be interesting to have a chat and see what you want to know. Yeah,
it's nice to talk to you as well. So, first and foremost, of course, how did you first get into autograph collecting?
Oh, God, well, there's a story. I obviously, when I was a kid, much like everyone else, I went to see the film, A New Hope. I remember seeing it on a thing that I don't know if any of you guys would actually remember. There was a program called John Craven's News Round, and it was just basically for kids. And I came from school, and they were showing. It was about this film in America that had basically taken America by storm, and it was Star Wars, obviously. And they showed the scene where the Falcon flew out of the Death Star, and the Han and Luke manned the guns and shot the TIE fighters. And as a 9-year-old, I was like, oh my God, look at this sort of thing, you know, and proceeded to make my mum's life an absolute misery for 3 months until it came over to England and we saw it. Got into the action figures, all the usual stuff kids get into with Star Wars. Then sort of, as I sort of left school and things, I sort of fell out of love a little bit because obviously life catches up with you. And then I went to a show, I don't know, 13 years ago, and there was a guy there, this little Irish guy that basically someone informed me was Big Starklighter, who didn't look anything like Big Starklighter whatsoever.
Hey, can you hear me?
Didn't have an orange outfit on, no helmet, no little moustache. And it was Garrick Haggin. And I spent about an hour talking to him, got an autograph, and basically the rest is history. I was hooked.
Yeah, it's really cool. Definitely a great way to get into autograph collecting. So, if you had to choose, which are there any of the autographs you've obtained that you would consider your favourites?
There's a lot for different reasons. I mean, I've got an autograph by a guy called Alfie Curtis, who was actually Dr. Evazan. You know, we don't like you. He doesn't like you either. Basically, and they're pretty rare because the guy died not long after he was discovered. He was discovered quite a while back, and then unluckily enough, he was very ill, and so the few that are floating about are quite rare. It's not even a special sort of photo. It's just a nice autograph to have because they're hard to come by, sort of thing. Anything like multi-signed is quite nice. I quite enjoy that that's a progressive thing that I've got into over the years because you can only get so many people, and then you sort of run out individuals to get, so you think, oh, there's a nice big stormtrooper shot, I'll add as many stormtroopers as I can possibly find. But yeah, I'd say the Alfie Curtis picture was probably my favourite.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And of course, you know, for the deceased or passed away Star Cast, you probably have to get them online or something. The majority of your autographs, would you say you get them at conventions or through the mail or any other method like that?
Yeah, I mean, through the mail, even now, I mean, when I first started out, that was probably because the internet wasn't anything like it is now, and that was probably the best way to get autographs. And even now, I still find it's one of the most rewarding because you actually enjoy the postman turning up instead of delivering a load of rubbish. You're hoping he's got something decent for you. And the shows are always nice, as you guys probably know yourselves. You must go to a fair few shows, and it's nice to sort of get one-on-one with the actors and meet the real people, see what they're really like. And as the rest of it, sort of like a lot of the time, I do enjoy searching for people. Basically, I mean, at the moment it's sort of dried up a bit because everybody who wants to be found has been found. So, you know, there's probably some dustman somewhere who was a fifth alien on the left in the cantina that's oblivious to the whole fact that people would pay good money for his autograph. But whether they'll ever be found or not is another matter, because they're quite hard to track down, these guys.
Yeah, definitely. Daniel, Andrew, do you have any questions?
I'll let Dan go first.
Oh, thanks. So
I can think of one.
Let's see. Oh yeah. So I saw you were based down in Southampton, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there's any like good conventions or anything you'd recommend down this coast, because I'm, I think, an hour away in Worthing, and I'm not aware of any like round here.
Definitely. In October, I think it's October the 10th, but it's very early October. There's a great show called DEF CON 2. It was DEF CON 1 last year. But it's run by a couple of guys called Jay Fear and Wayne Streak, and they really pull the stops out. It's going to be a 2-day event this year. Well worth coming to. You get tons of times with the guests, loads of props on display. They have a raffle, they have a draw, there's a bar.
The Horizon.
There's a bar.
Read by Chris.
Always bar.
How beautiful the Horizon scene.
It's just a
like
real
green grass
show.
on the other side.
If you like the fun day,
Perfect,
which I imagine
that we only see in our
Rory
dreams.
does.
Forbidden wind.
It's like another version of the fun day.
I spread my wings, but
it's
fall
a really
to the
good
ground.
show. So if you do
when
get
I
a
try
chance
to
attend
run,
it, attend
I
that
always
one.
hit a wall.
And we also have another
I jump into
another
the depths,
company
only to be drowned.
Timeless
the cliffs
collectors
that I must
who
climb
they don't
are too
specifically
tall.
Specifically
Yet
do
ever
Star
beckons
Wars,
that
but they do have
eternal
Star Wars
mirage,
guests.
that slippery siren that spurs me on.
From,
Failures
Moonraker.
compiled in an endless montage.
They do 2
that
shows
fades
here as
into
well
air,
over in
the
Southampton or
destination I
Winchester.
stare
So
upon.
yeah, there's plenty of shows.
Nothing is left but
really
the winds of fate,
recommend the
blowing
DEF CON
me
show
from
in
hither to
October. If you get a
emptiness,
chance to
void of
come,
both love and hate, leaving only the longing for what is beyond.
Drag Andrew down if there's
What
a
is
bar.
one voice in a sea of cries, screaming endlessly,
because
begging to be heard? What is one tear under stormy, rain-drenched skies, brooding as chaos
The name sounds
and turmoil
familiar.
are incurred?
Yeah.
Yet my weary feet drag ever forward into
down
the
there,
calmest
fine,
darkness before me. My broken heart
3 months ago,
endures
before
ever
Phantom Monday,
onward
obviously.
through all things that
But yeah,
are
that's
and
all
will
I've got.
be.
Anything you'd like to ask, Andrew?
It makes me the sole warmth in the cold, the only lungs breathing the stale, damp
you
air.
collect, obviously,
My
autographs,
only friends are the memories I
you also
hold.
said you collect,
Yet
like,
these memories have become the burden I bear.
figures and stuff.
Never to yearn unless given a
what's
taste,
your first figure
ever
you
to long
collected?
after true love once
You
felt.
never forget your
Now
first
drawn
figure,
back
yeah,
to
it's
this
probably
euphoria with
45, and I still remember
never accepting
ripping it
the
off the
reality
packet.
that
Now,
is dealt.
you know, damn me.
What
It
remains
was
is
Chewbacca.
twisted and deformed,
And it
becoming
was,
the evil that I set
we used
out
to have
to
a local
defeat.
toy shop. We
To the
only had
monotonous
one toy
path
shop,
of
it was
sorrow
called
confirmed.
And they
What
had very,
remains
like,
is twisted
limited
and deformed,
amounts of
becoming
each
the evil
figure,
that I
so
set out to
I
defeat.
remember like sort of sobbing
the
into my
monotonous path.
cornflake for months because I couldn't get an
I'll
Obi-Wan
kick it past this
Kenobi. And
What remains is twisted
we had a
and
friend in
deformed,
London who
becoming the evil that I set out to defeat, to the monotonous path of sorrow conformed, in the transformation to darkness, now complete. But then enters into the world a new soul, and it looks my despair in the eyes. It can make my torn body whole, and in its face true peace lies. But over its shoulder I see that ever-present vision, tempting me again for the 1000th time. In my very mind it has made an incision. In my very mind it has made an incision, and from my ears I cannot remove that elusive chime.
He's got bored.
So again I traverse to my fateful doom, walking the road that leads to certain death, sustained by fantasy and draped with gloom, sucking out every single
decided we did
breath.
so much talk about
In
bears
my
that
eyes
he
is
had to go
reflected
to
its
one
blood red
immediately.
light. My gaze
He's
never
probably
leaving
he's
the
probably off to his
subjective
local
form.
pub.
It fills my mouth, my ears, my sight, traipsing toward it through the eternal storm. Reality is now reduced to a throbbing trance. There is no longer a future, nor a past. I steal from it not a single glance. Time passes neither slow nor fast.
Oh well, I'm sure he'll be back
All
soon,
emotion
so
has now
I'm sure he
become
won't
dead.
mind
My
if we
heart
move along
numb,
without
my
him.
soul bleached. Life is engulfed by ominous dread of what will come when the end is
As in,
reached.
not like sitting here
Now
just
I
with our
long to
arms
simply
crossed
be
waiting
able
for
to
him to
shed a
come back.
tear. I would
Sure.
rather feel pain than nothing at all.
I've
Not
got a
dying,
question
but
for you
living
guys
dead,
then.
I most fear. And
Obviously
finally,
you're
for the
a bit
last
newer
time,
to this the hobby
I
than
fall.
me. So who
The brutal
would you
wind
consider
blows
as the
over my
nicest guy or
shivering back.
nicest people
The
you've
ground
met
and the
so
sky
far?
become one. All shades of grey fade into black. No longer
just
separated
one. I
are
have
what is
3 or
and
4.
what is done.
Do you want me to name
And now
all
suddenly
of
a
them?
new vision enters my mind. Thousands of souls walking the same trail. They are all
First of all, definitely
they are all
Jeremy
of the ones
Bullock.
that I left
I mean,
behind.
absolutely.
And
he's
one by
easily
one,
one of the
I watched
nicest
them
out
fail.
there.
Then I noticed
is
the most
Jeremy.
curious
He's just
thing.
got a lot
How
of time
green
for
the grass
fans.
under their anxious
Very
feet
nice.
seemed. How
I've actually
beautifully
met him
around them
twice
the summer
before,
breeze would sing,
well, 3
and how
times now, but
brightly
I
above
met him
them the
twice
midnight
before the
stars
Fan
gleamed.
Sunday, and
Yet
only got his
fixed on their
autograph
faces
at the
with
Fan
that
Sunday for the
sickening look,
first time, so it's
enamored
long
with the
overdue.
horizon beyond their chosen place. This startling
Monk
scene,
as well,
my mortal
really
breath
nice,
it took,
really funny.
and again, my once
Definitely
silenced
a
heart
really
began to
great,
race.
person,
I
very
rushed back
spirited
towards
as
them,
well.
filled with ardent will, leaping over every
Julia,
hurdle in my
James
way.
Arnold
Then I
Taylor,
saw one lying
voice
on the
actor
ground
from the
still.
Clone
I
Wars.
looked
He
into her
doesn't
eyes
actually,
and took her pain
he's
away.
one of the more
She smiled
regular
and once again
convention
on her
attenders from
feet
the
stood.
Clone Wars.
But then
But
she
he's
looked over
usually
my
so
shoulder
busy, he
and
doesn't have a lot of
froze.
time for signing.
She walked
so
past me,
anything like
turning
that.
her
So
back on good,
I was really
and like
surprised
me,
when he
the
came over
forsaken
to
path she
Ireland.
chose. I ran quickly after her to no avail, trying to stop her, but she marched on. There was no turning back. Destiny would prevail, and on me, the story of life began to dawn. We always strive for what cannot be, ignoring all that is beautiful in life. And not until it is over do we truly see that mindlessly pursuing ideals creates strife. So I send to all humanity this urgent plea, to make the most of what is real, to love what is, and not what could be. Only then can we true happiness feel.
He was
Now,
really nice.
how beautiful
he was really
the world
nice as
seems,
well, very polite.
like the green grass on the
even
other
though
side.
I stood at his table for a good 5
Now,
to 10
how
minutes trying to
beautiful
choose
the
what
world
picture I
seems,
wanted him to
like
sign.
the green grass on the other side.
Yeah, he
the
just thought a
perfect
funny
that we
side of
only
it. That
see in our
was
dreams.
kind of amusing.
We
but
no
yeah,
longer
he was
need
really
to
nice.
enjoy the ride.
So yeah, I'd say those are my 4, but all of them have been nice. I mean, I haven't actually come across someone who is not nice yet, thankfully. I mean, there have been 1 or 2, well, specifically 1 really, not 1 or 2, that I wasn't too impressed with at a convention, but I didn't actually meet them, so I'm not disappointed by that fact. So yeah, Daniel?
I'd have to say Chris Monk.
Yeah. Everyone loves Chris Monk, don't they?
I can just remember at Fan Fun Day how much we were laughing at his table.
Yeah, he's a very, very clever guy. I love the thing he does with the little tiny cards, and when like kids come up that haven't got a lot of money, he'll give them the card. He'll sign it and he'll give them the card. I mean, there's something of nothing. They're like a trading card size thing, and it's got like with obviously Captain Kirby and Chris Muntz. But that kid goes away. And he says, Mum and Dad, I've got this card signed by the man from Star Wars. And he goes to school and he shows his friends that he's got a man from Star Wars who signed. And basically, Chris is a clever guy because he's breeding the next generation of autograph collectors. You know, once you've got that one, you're hooked, as you well know.
Definitely.
I remember Andrew getting one of these cards, and when you said kids, I just thought, yeah, that's right.
We're all kids. never grew up, to be honest with you. It fascinates me when you say about the one thing I haven't got into is the Clone Wars. For my shame, I've got the box sets because my daughters have bought me them and my girlfriend's bought me them, and I haven't watched them. But it seems that it's a real big thing. And at the fun day, like you guys say, I was talking to Julian Glover quite a lot, and his son voices one of the characters, or two of the characters from it. I think he actually voices his own dad's character, which is pretty cool, I think, I didn't have a clue about that, and he was telling me that his son does, and he does an assist as well, I think, but I'm not sure which one.
Darth Malgus in the Old Republic video game, the newer one.
Yeah. Is that it?
Malgus. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
And he voiced General Veers in Battlefront 2 back in 2005, and I know the facts. I know who he voiced. Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I learned, as much as I know, I think you can never know everything, and listening to you guys is quite interesting because I'm learning now. It's cool.
Yeah, definitely. And Andrew, we were discussing while you were away.
Down the pub.
It was No, we were discussing who our favourite or favourites in celebrities to meet. So who's yours?
And you can't say the barmaid.
And you can't say Chris Monk either. You need to be original.
Aww.
I'm just kidding.
And
you can say
I just saw in the chat somebody's asked who's Chris Monk. Oh God.
Oh my God.
I'll just send them. I'll just send them a Wikipedia link.
Yep, you better.
Well, my favourite character's got to be, who I'd like to meet is probably got to be Han Solo.
Well, not who you'd like to meet, who you have met. Get it right.
He was down the pub a minute ago.
I didn't hear.
Well, you did now.
It is a very close one between Anne Rusko and Mark Silk. It's very close because I like both of them. They're really good guys.
Yeah, Alan Rusko is pretty cool as well. Yeah.
I thought Alan, I met him years ago at one of the, there used to be conventions in Essex, JediCon things. Personally, I didn't like him much, but I met Alan when he done his first one, and he was sort of like quite reserved because it was, all new to him, like it was to everyone. But at the fun day, he was like a breath of fresh air. He just made me laugh. He was like one of the blokes, one of the lads. All weekend, he just I couldn't get my head around the fact that he was an actor. It was just he was too much fun to be an actor, sort of thing. He was drinking with everyone, getting up late with everyone, just one of the boys really. And what a cool guy, like you say. Really nice.
Yeah, and from all the Facebook statuses he put, you won't think he's an actor at all. He puts up some really funny and crazy statuses.
Definitely.
He does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but Alan was really nice to meet as well. Not one of my very favourites, but definitely a really cool guy. I remember when I brought up my vintage collection Dottie Defined figure to sign, he said, "Oh, that was released last year, wasn't it?" But you actually catch him saying that on my video footage of the event, but I actually had already pressed the stop recording button, so only catches the start of it. He still went on for a while afterwards, just talking about the figure. It was kind of funny, actually. But yeah. Well, Andrew, seeing as you like getting ahead of yourself, whose autographs would you like from someone you haven't got yet?
Harrison Ford.
There you go. Yeah. And Daniel and Dave, what about you two? So Dave, you probably have them all.
Oh no, there's still people out there. There's some real sort of obscure people that I'm going to have to go and stalk to get their autograph. Set up a tent in their garden or something. There's I'm just trying to sort of think who I really need, who I haven't got. And every now and again, I'll sort of I look at other people's collections, and it'll be someone glaring that everyone else has got, and I think, oh my god, I haven't got them. And then I like have a meltdown and go and spend stupid amounts of money buying someone's autograph I probably could have got for a tenner at a show, you know. I don't know, like you're saying about Harrison Ford. I mean, funny enough, being in the UK, we're probably in a better position to get him like one-on-one in America, where he gets mobbed. I mean, if you manage to get to a red carpet over here when he does one of his films, there is a pretty good chance he'll sign. If you can wait it out for him to come out, if you watch, he's got like a sequence. That's why sometimes his signature varies so much, because as he's signing, he's looking up at the same time to make sure that you're not one person sticking handfuls of autographs in front of photos in front of him. He likes to sign one per person. So, like I say, next time he does a film premiere in London, if you can get along to the red carpet and you can afford to wait the time out, there is a good chance he'll sign. You know, it's a better than 50-50 chance you'll get his autograph. Some of the rarer ones were like Ian McDiarmid, the Emperor. I know he's doing the celebration, but he used to sign through the mail, through BBC Artist Mail, quite readily, and he was quite happy to do so. And all of a sudden, it's like everything else. Someone says, "Oh, I'll give you 120 euros for an autograph." You ain't signing nothing without, money. So that aspect has come into the hobby recently, or for the last few years. But no, I'm not really sure who I'd really want that badly. There's a lady in London who was basically Bib Fortuna's girlfriend. In Jabba's palace, a woman called Amanda Noor. She runs some sort of theatre company in London. Very rare. She hardly signed anything, and if you can grab her, it's worth getting her autograph. So she's probably one I'm going to have to put some tights on and pretend to be a ballet dancer or something to get, but I will get her eventually. She will be mine.
What about you, Daniel?
Oh God, I can't think of what autograph I'd like to have. It could be a while here.
Anyone, Dad.
The barmaid.
Absolutely.
The barmaid. I'll get double, just one for Andrew as well.
It'd be on a bill mat. That's the problem.
Oh, well, the canteen band.
Yeah. There's still some of them no one knows who they were. There's a few of them, like Phil Tippett and that, but a couple of them still haven't worked out who they were. At least one of them. So whoever finds him is going to be in for some money.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know whose autograph I want most, and it's the one I'm getting. Yeah, the one I'm getting next month.
Oh God.
Yeah, she is going to get mobbed.
Stop dribbling.
Dribbling? Dribbling?
He's not going to watch a football match, Andrew.
What? Oh, wait, God. But yeah, actually, next time for sure. I will agree with Andrew. Han Solo is actually probably my favourite original trilogy character, so I definitely like a Harrison autograph.
I mean, I've got...
Yeah, of the prequel trilogy, definitely Ewan McGregor, because overall, Obi-Wan is actually my favourite Star Wars character, so I definitely like to get Ewan's as well. And Alec McGuinness as well, purely because I love to get autographs from everyone who's played or voiced Obi-Wan. And I already have James Taylor, so progress.
Well, if Tom Kane was at Celebration, I would ask you, Rory.
Which he's not, because he said that on the podcast last week.
Yes. Henceforth, I'm saying, if he was there, I would ask Rory to go get me it for me. I'll pay him back.
He wouldn't.
No, but I'd pay him back though.
You so would not pay me back.
I would, honestly. I'd pay you any sum.
Oh, God.
I don't want payment in firms, I want payment in cash. Whatever it was you said.
He said he'd pay you in it. What?
Some.
Okay, that...
Well, I said some. any sum, not any sum.
I'll write you one out now, guys. What was his name? You can pay me.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely say Ashley, Ewan McGregor, or Harris, and definitely Natalie Portman as well, because, she's hot. Just for the reason she's hot.
Yeah, just for that reason, we're going to get her autograph.
Yeah.
Not because she's a good actress, not because she does a good job in her role, but because she's hot.
Yep.
You'd have a really small autograph collection if you just picked actors that were hot, wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Well, more so actresses. I don't do actors that are hot. Oh, God.
What?
Yeah.
Just like one section of the wall in your room's just with all the hot actresses signed.
Oh.
But Dave, of course, has already said his favourite autograph that Alfie Curtis, Dr. Everson won. But Andrew and Daniel, you both only have a couple or fewer autographs so far. Which one is your favourite so far?
I think I've got about 5, but
a few does mean 2 plus to around 7 or something.
My favourite one's probably the one with Chris Monk and George Lucas.
The same one I have.
Yeah.
What about you, Andrew?
My favourite one's got to be definitely Jeremy Bullock's. Definitely Jeremy Bullock's. Because obviously the Bob is my favourite character.
Yeah. Now I'm just trying to remember which picture you got now.
Oh, it was the one when it was on Cloud City. Yeah, Bespin.
Yeah,
that's the one.
And
he's holding his gun. Yeah, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, I know which one you're on about. Yeah.
I'm still laughing at the fact I forgot to get the Jeremy Bullock magazine personalised.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh no.
It's just like, oh well, I might get some money out of it.
Face palm.
But you won't get, you might have to pay a sum to get another magazine then.
Well, with the money with the money I get a Jeremy Bullock autograph, personalised.
Yeah,
just to say, guys, one of you said about you've only got a few autographs. One of the things I sort of always try to put across is that it's not, don't collect, if you try to compete with other people, you'll always be unhappy, you'll always be miserable, because even people like me, there's always somebody with a much bigger and a much better collection, so collect what makes you happy. That's the thing.
Definitely.
Don't ever compete with other people or want what other people have got, because at the end of the day, I'd imagine every autograph you've got has got a story behind it, and you've shared something with someone, and so that's what makes them special, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, but
definitely.
Yeah, again though, I mean, I don't have just one favourite, just like with the celebrities I've met. Like, I have a few favourites. I wasn't I knew it was a cool shot when I first got signed at the Fan Fun Day, but I didn't really make a big fuss about it. But now, I actually really now like the Jeremy Bullock, Boba Fett picture that I got signed, at the Fan Fun Day, because I've heard from at least one or two, other well-known autograph collectors, well-known autograph collectors, that, it's they haven't seen that image before, and, these are well-known autograph collectors, so I was like, whoa, that's interesting that they haven't seen it before, yeah. So, now I think it's a really cool image, yeah, the Chris Monk, with George Lucas one, that one's pretty cool as well, for sure. It's my only one from set image, so again, I'd have to say Chris Rankin. I really like his autograph, because most of them sign it to whoever, and then their name and then their character name. Like, he wrote something completely out of the ordinary. He was like, Rory, believe in magic, Chris Rankin, Percy Weasley, and then something else which I still can't figure out what it is. I believe it might be the Gryffindor house, but I could be wrong. What else would be my favorite? Yeah, I do like the Julian Glover one as well. I like that shot with General Veers and the Snowtrooper. So yeah, and I'm sure I'll really like my Ahsoka autographs from Ashley at Celebration. So yeah.
We'll hear about that for months after you get it.
Really? Only months?
Sorry, decades.
Really? Only decades?
No.
A millennium.
Looks like we're going to be stuck with this until the last days.
Day we die.
He's still going to be.
So what do you guys think on Mark Hamill being announced for Celebration then? You pleased, happy, sort of don't care? You know?
Are you getting a bit ahead of yourself? It's not the Celebration topic yet.
Oh no, I'll be quiet. There's more.
Shame on you, Dave.
I know, I'm totally ashamed now. I'm going down the pub, bye.
Take Andrew with you.
He's already gone.
Jack Daniels, please.
Now you do.
Anyway, are you all ready to move on to another topic that isn't Mark Hamill yet?
No, whatever, guys. I'm here to be abused.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. So, Daniel, move along.
So, yes. Our next topic of the night is Star Wars Rebel rumors. Main characters will be teenagers.
Rebels.
Maybe it's us. Teenagers.
Oh,
yes.
Well, it's not impossible. But I don't want someone making a character based on me. That's just not cool.
Just like as animated. Oh God.
Dark Jedi Williamson.
Dark Jedi Williamson? Oh, no. No. But yeah, I mean, it is interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, I personally have seen a lot of negative responses to this rumor, but I don't really see why. I mean, it's not like we haven't had teenagers in the main role of Star Wars before. I mean, look at the Clone Wars, Ahsoka Tano. She was she was, 14 when we first were introduced to it, and she was only 16 as well when she left the Jedi Order. So, I mean, it's not as if that teenage characters can't hold their own on the show. In fact, Ahsoka did more than hold her own. She became one of the fan-favorite characters on the Clone Wars, for sure. And as far as I'm aware, Princess Leia was only just out of her teens, maybe 19 or so, I think. Well, I'm pretty sure Carrie Fisher was. I could be wrong. When in A New Hope, so almost teenage years. But yeah, I mean, it won't be the first time for Star Wars to have a main teenage character or characters, so I don't really see what the fans' problem is with it. But yeah, what do you all think?
They're never happy. You give them everything and they still complain.
That's true. That is true. But Andrew,
ever ran into like Daniel Logan when he's at a show? The guy's he's like a jack in the box, really. He never sits still. I mean, I saw him at a London show a couple of years ago, and he'd actually stolen Kenny Baker's wheelchair and was like pod racing round in between everyone in this wheelchair, much to everyone facing him round, trying to totally off the wall, but very funny. You know what I mean? But yeah. I don't think Kenny saw the funny side, to be honest with you.
Yeah, probably not that much. Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting Daniel for sure at Celebration, because Celebration Europe too will be my first time meeting him. Andrew, Rebels, teenagers, discuss.
It's like you're giving him a robot order.
God. Must comply.
Does not come.
You know, Error.
So anyway,
I've seen some of the pictures that have been like on Facebook, you know, of Ahsoka Tano and that. But were they fan made or were they like
they were fan
made?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh,
really good fan ones though.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they're really good.
Although some of them did look weird.
Oh come on! What's wrong with Lux Bonteri having an eye patch?
Very, I suppose.
Did you guys see that picture? I think Rory shared it actually. It was Ahsoka Tano and Darth Vader. I think I saw a picture.
Yes. That we need that duel. Give me that lightsaber duel, a battle to the death.
That would be pretty interesting to actually see that. If it is, it could be implied into.
If it's a battle to the death, we pretty much know who's dying then.
Yeah, of course.
Well, not all battles to death and then death, just most of them.
Battle to the death and then life.
Yeah. Anyway, Dave, have you been following the news and rumours of the new Rebels animated series?
I've learnt with Star Wars not to sort of take anything for granted. Every time you think something's going to happen, it normally doesn't. And there was a rumour about the TV shows for a long time with the spin-offs, and they were it went from being like, it was definitely going to happen, then they were moaning about it's going to be over 1 million an episode, and they weren't sure they could put it together. I don't know. I was even with the new films, I'm very much like, I'll get excited when something solid is in front of me, sort of thing, and they make announcements. I think a lot of it, they just string people along to keep the interest up in between whatever they are doing. So, no, it would be interesting, but I'm not getting excited until I hear something positive.
Yeah, definitely understandable, but yeah, we'll have to just wait and see what comes to pass and what doesn't. Because, of course, with when Disney took over, everything changed. Like, it's kind of funny because after Disney came in, lots of people were saying, Celebration 6 was rendered pointless. Everything that was shown there has been cancelled or postponed. Which is true. A lot of things were, that they showed there, aren't being kept. If you get what I'm saying. But, yeah. I'm looking forward to Rebels, though. It should be a good show, and I'd say Rebels is really making up for not being able to get the live-action show out there.
Yeah.
Because it's in the same time span, I believe, or the same era. But, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, definitely.
I still say it's just pointless hating on the rumor that main characters will be teenagers, because one, it's a rumor, and two, in the Star Wars world, teenage characters have held their own before, so it won't be the first time. Like Ahsoka Tano, for instance, whether you hate her or not, she held her own. But yeah, ready to move on to another topic, Dan?
I think so.
Okay.
So, next topic for tonight is Star Wars Episode 7 rumors to feature a central love story, casting call breakdown revealed. Oh, wait, there's more.
Obviously.
Late teen female, independent, good sense of humour, fit, I think that says.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, that's what Andrew wants.
Yeah.
We want fit. We want the fit.
Young, 20-something male, witty and smart, fit but not traditionally good looking.
Now, a few years older for me, and that would totally be me to a T.
Oh, Rory.
What? Come on. I mean, seriously, come on. I'm witty and smart, if I say so myself. I'm fit but not traditionally cooking. The only problem is I'm not in my young 20s.
Is there something you're not telling us about these new Star Wars movies?
Maybe.
Anyway, a late 20-something male, fit, handsome and confident.
That just sounded...
That sounded just like a dating. That sounded like a dating website line. 70-something male with strong opinions and tough demeanor also doesn't need to be particularly fit. Random. A second young female, also late teens, tough, smart, and fit. Are they just going to put fit in everything?
I know. Okay. Well, we found Andrew's state and we found Daniel's state, so me and Dave are a bit alone here.
40-something male, fit, military type.
I could put some camo on if you want, but it ain't going to work. You know what I mean? And some dodgy makeup. That's about it.
30-something male, intellectual, apparently doesn't need to be fit.
Well, me 20 years older, that's me as well.
I don't fit any of those.
I'm sure we'll find one for you, Dave.
I'm sure I can sweep up afterwards or something, you know.
Well, I don't know, 40-something male, military type, that might be your thing.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
With a lot of makeup.
Yeah. But, yeah. But come on, just even 3 or 4 years older, I would so be the young 20-something male, witty and smart, fit but not traditionally good looking. That is almost me to a T. Come on, that's me.
Where did you get this from? The person that wrote this out obviously liked putting fit in every single characteristic.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah. And especially, yeah, but the funny thing is, with all the girls, they made sure I had to be fit. It's like, oh, all the girls have to be fit.
I'm still trying to figure out if it's from a dating website or not.
Yeah. Could be.
We're just throwing that out, everybody. It might be from a dating website. Don't believe it.
Is there anything about people liking walks on the beach and $millions and things like that on there, you know? City lines.
Collecting seashells on a seashore. All that stuff.
Hey, look, guys, I got paid £150 to pick up shells. This is fun. And I get to be on a beach. What fun.
Yay!
Bloody hell, I want that job.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely very interesting casting breakdown.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Age variety.
Yeah, definitely. But where's the teenager? Where's the 17-year-old? Maybe they're saving that for when they come over to film in Ireland. Maybe. Well, those are just for the main characters, after all. So.
Oh God, let's hope Graham doesn't sneak in there and get it.
Oh my God. That would be.
You're my ex-wife? Oh, come here, I've got a lightsaber to cut you up with.
Yeah, want me to introduce you to my lightstick?
Remember 12 plus.
I'm 17.
I meant the podcast, not you.
Oh. Anyway.
Maybe Andrew's age, but it's not yours.
Do you want to move on?
I think we should. So our next topic of the night is the Emmy win for Star Wars The Clone Wars for Outstanding Special Class Animation and David Tennant's Emmy win for Outstanding Performer in an Animated Program as the voice is Hu Yang. That's it.
Yeah, 5 years overdue for the special person. But it was so funny. Did either of you two watch the video?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, I
yeah, when Carrie, you just knew once they got Carrie Fisher in that it was obviously going to be the Clone Wars that won, just because it was Star Wars in its name, and she was in Star Wars. But I mean, I just found it absolutely hilarious the way, when she saw that they had one, the way in which she celebrated. It was mad funny. Remember, she just shouted out at the top of her voice, "Oh my God." Star Wars, the Clone Wars, yeah!
Yay!
It's just like, calm down, Kerry.
That was bloody hilarious, though. Yeah. It was great for them to win, though.
Definitely, and especially David Tennant.
Yeah. To be fair to Tennant, though, I mean, well, not really to be fair to Tennant, I mean, to be honest, like in season 5, we had so many better, well, not better, but people who did a better job in the voicing, like Ashley Eckstein as Ahsoka, Matt Lanter as Anakin, James Taylor as Obi-Wan. We had so many, ones who did better, and the one cast winner is someone who only voiced in 2 episodes. I mean, really? Am I the only one that is struck by that thinks that's odd?
Meh.
I mean, I'm not saying he's bad. He did a great job. I'm just saying that others did better. Yeah.
Get off the stage.
Yeah. Though I think the crazy fans that say he won purely because he's Tennant, they're a bit delusional about that.
Yes, he's gonna win everything because his name's David Tennant.
Yeah, that's not how it goes, but I still think there are at least 3, maybe up to 6 or 7 of the Clone Wars cast that deserved it more, but at least remember the Clone Wars cast won. We can agree on that anyway.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, David Tennant's Scottish.
Yeah.
So that makes him win everything. So why haven't I won anything? And I'm Scottish.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Let me get my tiny violin out. Yeah, let me get my tiny violin out.
No competition wins for Dan.
Oh.
Anyway, before we get completely crazy, and I know Dave has been waiting to talk about this for so long, so Celebration Europe 2.
We're finally where we were half an hour ago with Dave.
Yeah, when we left Dave on this other planet called Star Wars Celebration, and we talked. So yeah, Mark Hamill, I hear. What's that all about?
It sounds like with his wallet, hasn't it? Have you seen the prices for an autograph? I've never seen anything like it. I'm just looking at it now. It's 120 euros. That's a lot of money for an autograph. I'm sorry, but you've got people turning up with families, and I mean everybody wants to meet Luke Skywalker and get an autograph, but that's just profiteering. I'm sure it is. And if you go down the other list of the other sites,
and you can really tell how bad the reaction is, towards Hamill's autograph price. I mean, even other cast members from Star Wars are like very unhappy with it. They're like, "Well, that's too much greedy" and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, you can really tell how bad the reaction is. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I knew it would be expensive, but I think it's a bit too much because in previous conventions, he and Ian McDermott have attended. They both charged the same price. Now Hamill is insistent that he charges more, so, well, albeit only €10 more, but still more. So it's kind of troubling.
Yeah, if you've got kids and things, it's totally going to ruin it because you feel obliged to buy them something or get something signed. And I mean, even for a photograph with him, €70 to stand next to him with some idiot with a camera. Take it yourself. Don't. I think official pics have got a lot to answer for because obviously they put have a lot to do with him coming over. But I mean, they haven't pushed the boat out with American actors anyway. I mean, you've got Fisher, Hamill. I think Dickie Beer's coming over, John Morton, and maybe some of the behind. Amy Allen, Ben Burt. Yeah. But other than that, it's all guys that basically you can see at any show here. I mean, Peter Major, he's in London in a couple of weeks' time, isn't he? I mean, he'll be a lot cheaper there than he will be over there. So
yeah,
actually,
Ashley Eckstein and Dave Filoni from the Clone Wars also coming over, but I know you won't know about that because, you know, you don't care about the Clone Wars, not a lot anyway.
I know, I don't mind. I just sort of think that they've bulked it out. Well, they haven't bulked out because there's not many people signing at all at the moment. I'm hoping they're going to bring some other people over.
The official Pix members have stayed after Hamill, but there are still more to be announced, which is interesting because I could be wrong, but I think Hamill was the last, if not one of the very last, to be announced for Celebration 6. So if they're announcing him now, with more still to be announced, it kind of gives me the feeling that there's someone bigger, well, not bigger, but, you know, a big name that's not a Celebration regular they've still got to announce. So who knows? Could happen.
Yeah, well, who's bigger than Hamill, really? I mean, George Lucas? I mean, I just don't know. I just think that they've gone for a lot of English actors that me and you could get for a lot cheaper. And you know, they've got to take into account that the majority of the people that will be attending, as much as Star Wars is loved in Europe, will be from the UK. You know, from Great Britain or, you know, Ireland or whatever. That will all be going from these isles sort of thing. And it's not cheap. You're looking at, you know, accommodation and flights and things. And I just think they've totally missed the ball on the pricing. And we're in the middle of a recession. So there's going to be a lot of unhappy people, believe me. And he's not going to make the money they think they're going to make because people will just go for the social side of it. I mean, I know everyone's meeting up for parties and going to bars and things. That to me, I'll be honest with you, that's the thing that's attracting me more than the show itself at the moment. Just because I think if you haven't got the money to spend, you're going to walk around thinking, oh, I wish I had this and I wish I had that, and you're not going to enjoy it like you should be.
Well, I could very much be wrong, but I believe official picks are like, well, I won't say bankrupt, but like they're not making anywhere near as much money as they need to be, and they're in a very bad financial position. So definitely a lot of the autograph prices are on them because, you know, they're like, oh no, we need to make more money fast. So what do? Rank up the prices because, you know, that's going to get them more autograph purchases, not.
It's going to get them less.
Exactly.
I sort of don't think, I mean, put it this way, if like Hamill was a reasonable price, say even like 60 or 70 euros, people would be a lot more inclined to pay, you know, and have 4 or 5 signatures, 6. I mean, I would myself, but at 120 euros, it's just beyond me. I have to, if I'm going to go, I need to make sure I have money for other stuff as well. You know,
you're going to have people going for the less expensive actors.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm more excited for the less expensive ones because, you know, they're genuinely nicer, easier to talk to, and you don't have to queue up for 2 to 3 hours just to get a signature and, oh, hi, nice to see you, and stuff like that, basically.
Hi, bye.
Yeah. I'd sneak them one of the business cards I'm now holding, of course.
And I've got them sitting beside me here as well.
Well, I'm holding them, that's better.
I don't want to hold the whole box in my hand.
Well, I'm holding just the cards, but anyway, yeah.
Andrew's gone back to the pub.
Again. But yeah, I mean, firstly, like I keep saying to myself, I want to at least get one of the bigger name guests, and like probably no more than one of them because, you know, I think I'd literally die buying 2 big name autographs at one in the same convention, but I'd kind of like to get one of them, but then they keep announcing these big names, and I'm like, okay, I'll get this one. No, that one. Oh, come on. So many big names. But, yeah, I mean, I definitely would, I'm more of, cause, you know, I'm not a big autograph collector yet. I mean, I'm just happy to get, like, Percy, when I first started, you know, purchasing autographs, I was like, right, I want to start with the lesser known names and make my way up, so. Yeah. Definitely. And get a big name every so often, like, not, you know, not all of them at once, but yeah, I mean, we'll see, I mean, I mean, to be fair, the reason I'm holding out on a big name as well so far is I'm waiting to see if they get a rare celebration big name to go to Europe. I mean, if they announce Christopher Lee at this stage, with him aging at 91, I think now, and if he goes to Europe too, it could be his only celebration ever, his one and only. So I'd definitely be inclined to get him there, no matter what the price.
I'm not sure you'd ever see him, to be honest with you. I've heard a few people have told me his health's really on the decline now. He's got such a dementia and. I just don't think he's going to travel at all. But, I mean, stranger things have happened. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't sort of be banking on him to turn up.
Yeah. I mean, I would be surprised, but I know official picks have asked him if he will appear on the Saturday. I mean, they've only asked. It's far from confirmed or anything, but I'm just saying that, they have asked him.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but still. Yeah, and he did I'm actually just kicking myself for this. I always hear things that when it's too late, but a good few years ago, Christopher Lee actually did a talk at my local college, and I used to do football camps at, and I only found out about that like 2 days ago, and now I'm like kicking myself livid. I'm like, Christopher Lee was at my local college, and I didn't know until now. What kind of life was I living?
I wonder what sort of friends you got.
Yeah. But yeah, but yeah, but I was just shocked when I heard that. But yeah, I just can't decide which, if any, of the big names I do want, because I'm only going to get one of them probably. And I'd be more, if they get any rare big names, so I'd be more inclined to go for them, because Hamill and Kerry and, Ian, I've been informed it might be his last convention for a while, maybe, but, Hamill and Fisher definitely do celebrations regularly. I mean, they've only missed around 2 or 3 of them. Well, Fisher around 4. This is her first celebration outside the US. But yeah.
I think you'll find McDermott, it was never really his bag. He's very much a classical actor, loves his theatre work, and he was patron of all sorts of theatres in London. There was a theatre called the Almedia, who he used to do tons of stuff for, and I sort of think he sees the whole Star Wars thing as a bit of a jolly, really. It's like, it puts money in his pocket. I don't think he underestimates the fans. I just think he doesn't see that it's a great example of his work, so to speak. He's a lot more proud of other stuff he's done, so I don't think he takes it as serious as a lot of the others.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on from the guests for a moment, they have revealed some of the times for things such as the collecting panels we've already known about. I won't go through them all. I'll just give you a few tasters of the Friday ones for the listeners. Friday, July 26th, collector stage, 12 p.m. to 12:45. Most of these panels being 45 minutes. Lego Star Wars, that's definitely one I'm planning to attend. That's on Friday. They also actually have another panel at the same time, at the same stage and all. So hopefully they rectify that mistake. We'll see. As they said before, the Attack of the Clones 3D screening will be all 3 days. On Friday is 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. on the digital stage. So that's interesting. I probably won't. I think Friday is the day I won't go to it, because there's other things I want to go to. I think the Lego Star Wars panel clashes with the first 15 minutes of Attack of the Clones 3D, so I'll do 3D another day if something else doesn't clash. Also on Friday, another panel of note: Star Wars collecting book authors, collector stage, 4 p.m. to 4:45 p.m. and one of the hosts is Rancher Obi-Wan founder Steve Sansweet, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's just a taster for some of the panels, the Friday ones anyway. The costume contest, that's on the Saturday, is, I'm pretty sure the costume contest is 2 hours in the afternoon on the Saturday. So, yeah, if any of you want to see a lot of costumes, that's for you. Dave, have you seen the new official pics lithographs for Mark Hamill and Ben Burt that they revealed yesterday?
No, I haven't looked at it. I was told about them this morning, but obviously I was sort of coming from work and I haven't had a chance to look, but I will do in a minute. I'll have a quick scan. They look nice.
Yeah, they look nice.
Yeah, the Ben Burt ones I'm not hugely fond of, to be honest. If I wanted to go through my many individual reasons for all three, I'd be here a while. But the first one, the one with him and R2-D2, they use that. I believe they used that Celebration 6 and Celebration 5. Definitely Celebration 6. So, it's not. I don't really find it that interesting. To be honest, the second one is, I think, a new one, a behind-the-scenes shot of him actually, in the recording room where he went 30 odd years ago, where he actually did the sounds. I don't know. I don't really think that one's that great. I think that's mainly because Ben Burt is wearing such a weird shirt that actually makes him look like he's not wearing a shirt at all. But yeah, and the last one, I believe I said on this podcast before, I'd only get Ben's autograph at some point if he had an image was given a lithograph to sign of his Imperial officer or the Neimoidian character he voiced in Revenge of the Sith. And official pics are giving him one of the Imperial officer pictures, and the quality of it just looks so bad, like it's really blurry. And I'm not actually talking about the fact that it's from a 30-year-old film. It just looks very blurry, just really low quality. I mean, it might not be the finished product by any means, but it just looks really low quality. And again, I'm not saying that because of the film, because the film quality was good, but the picture quality itself, I just wasn't too keen on. As for Mark Hamill's ones, he's got 6 to sign. Six individual shots anyway. The first 2, I think, I wasn't too keen on. One of them was the Luke with Tauntaun from Empire. And really, I think the reason I don't like it is, like Luke and the Tauntaun take up so much of the space of the picture. I don't really think there's a lot of room for signing, except for signing over Luke or the Tauntaun. I can't remember the first one off the top of my head, but I know I wasn't really a fond of it either. But I will admit
the Lars Homestead, isn't it? Stood looking into the sunset.
Yeah, looking into the sunset. Yeah, I just feel, I don't know why, it just feels a bit empty to me. That's just me, really. I mean, I'm sure lots of people would disagree, seeing as it's considered an iconic scene. But the latter 3 or 4 I definitely like, and there's one of Luke on the skiff, which is probably my favourite. And there's one of him in his Rebel pilot gear, a promotional image. That one was cool. And then there's one as well. I'm not sure can't remember if it was a Bespin shot, but it was Luke with his blue lightsaber. And there was also one with him, before he gets knocked out the window, Pain in Empire. So yeah, there was a few good images for Hamill, but Ben Burt, I'm not really a fan of any of the 3. In fact, I honestly have to say, if I am going to get Ben Burt's autograph, I'd probably be more inclined to print out my own version of the Imperial officer shot, because I think the one official pics have, or maybe it'll turn out better when they print it, but as far as the quality on the website goes, I don't really think it's that good quality at all. That's just my opinion, again.
No, I'm just looking at them here, and it looks like they just turned out the same tired old photos. They haven't sort of put anything new up at all, to be honest with you. It's a bit disappointing. Like you said, I'd probably go with something I found myself, Just, I'm not impressed, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I did hear from Paul Dunn that most of them were repeats. I mean, there are a few new ones here and there, but they're kind of hard to tell or find, purely because there's so many repeats. It's hard to tell which ones are new and which aren't, I think, in my opinion. From my point of view, I mean.
Yeah, you're right. There isn't anything specifically new there that I can see. You know, in fact, they've got better images actually on their website than the ones they're offering up here, which amazes me really. But I'm sure there'll be other stuff floating about if you're really that bothered.
Yeah, I mean, I find it over on like the official pics, like saying on the website, oh, but if you don't like any of these, come visit our booth. You can get an image there to get signed. And I'm like, so what you're basically telling us is you're already ripping us off on the autograph gas prices. Now you want to rip us off even more for a picture that then gets signed for that overpriced price? Get real. I mean, come on.
That's about the size of it. I don't know. So a lot of the stuff I need signatures on is normally stuff that I've been working on, like multi-signs and things like that. So most of these are sort of pretty irrelevant to me. There is a couple of nice ones, but I mean, like all the Femi ones I've got, they've only got 2 Femi Taylor images. Of course, I've got about 20 or 30 in the south, you know. There's no incentive at all to buy one of those. I've got them all. They need to look somewhere else.
Yeah. Dave, here's actually an amusing story. Did you hear about the Gamorrean Guard incident with the image they were giving Dickie Beer to sign of the Gamorrean?
No.
They basically took an image. You know the actor Stephen Costantino?
Yeah.
Basically, they took an image of his character and put on the website and listed it under the lithographs that Dickie Beer would sign. Anyway, Stephen complained, his manager complained, and eventually Official Pics agreed to take it down. And then what they did was they got another Gamorrean Guard image, which was from inside Joe's Pass, you know, one of them actually inside the scene. So as far as I'm told, Dickie Beer's Gamorrean, basically didn't do any work inside Jabba's palace. So, I mean, basically Official Pics, from what I've heard, have taken one Ron Gamorrean Guard image for Beer and replaced it with another Ron image. So,
I think they undersell the knowledge of guys like yourselves who actually collect, because I know it's a cliche, but there's nobody more picky than Star Wars fans. You can't pull the wool over.
Definitely.
You can't pull the wool over people's eyes. They know each. And if you talk to guys, you know, like Simon Williamson, Gerald Home, all those guys, they're quite happy to share everything that they went through in filming, right down to the Paul Springer, to the characters they played, where they played them. So we know more than basically. I mean, I don't think they were that sort of like on top of keeping track of who was what and ever, but the actors were. So, you know, like you've just said, that's definitely not him in that gammy guard suit, you know. It's probably Simon Williamson or someone else like that. And if you look at the very fact that Claire Davenport's in it, who was Yana Delagon, the Jabba's dancer, I mean, that was all filmed in England, and Dickie Beer wasn't anywhere near England. So, you know, there you go. It's the wrong photo.
Yeah, definitely. But I think, I mean, again, Dave, you probably won't really see my perspective, but, you know, of course, as you know, I'm a big Clone Wars fan, and I really think Official Pics, you know, I don't want to say ripping off the Clone Wars fans, but, you know, they're not really catering to us, because, again, Dave, you don't really follow the shows much, but basically they've got 3 The Clone Wars images, 2 for Ashley Eckstein to sign, 1 for Daniel Logan, and they're all promotional images. You know, they've got none from the actual show itself, just 3 promo images. And as for the ones they've got Ashley to sign, you know, those are basically Photoshop ones. Not saying Official Pics Photoshop them, but, you know, basically they've got these plain backgrounds and given them these backgrounds that Ahsoka Tano is nowhere near. I mean, like we had Eric on the planet Dathomir from the Expanded Universe, which characters like Anakin, Obi-Wan, and the Night Sisters went to, and Ahsoka was nowhere near Dathomir, and what did they do? Oh, they gave her a Dathomir background. Wait, was she there? I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, they really just actually really don't cater for the Clone Wars fans. And
that's what I'm saying. You guys actually know, you've picked that up already, so it seems to me almost as if it's like, you know, they want the maximum return for the least outlay, which isn't a good thing, you know, because like you say, you know what you like and you know your facts. So No, I don't like that.
Yeah. And this might sound a bit harsh towards official pics, but honestly, honest to I don't want to make this religious, but honest to anyone, I just wish Lucasfilm would give some other company the license to Clone Wars images. Now, not to, well, I mean, I won't say no to the Star Wars license for photographs as a whole, but, to Clone Wars signings, because official pics really don't care. I mean, since Season 3 ended, with Seasons 4 and 5 giving probably the best potential for autograph pictures out there, official pictures dropped the bomb. They only have done a few Darth Maul images for Season 4, and they're doing none from Season 5, they've said. Now, that's like 44 plus, including the upcoming bonus content, images from the Clone Wars wasted. It's crazy. But what can you do? I mean, everyone knows, Daniel and Andrew know especially, I am not a fan of official pics in any way.
In no way possible.
No way possible, no.
Oh, hell no.
They have, I mean, you've got to look at, you've got the Curtis Joyner archive over here, which, I mean, if you go to the UK shows, they always try, whether you like big shows, big promoters, whatever, it's all irrelevant. They always try to have different photos available for the fans to make it interesting, basically. And like I say, the stuff I'm looking at the lithographs now, and it's just nothing I haven't seen. There's no unique images, or, I mean, maybe they'll have some at the show itself, but what they're showing is just the same tired old. I mean, I got the first I've got 2, 3, and 4 of those Fisher photos at Celebration 2 in Indianapolis. In Indianapolis. I mean, they've been around for years. It's just the same old photos. It's boring.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, Dave, obviously you're a very experienced autograph collector. I mean, the only people who'd really like these are kind of newbies like myself, really. Even at some of the, fan shows, the Star Wars 30s actually bring new photographs. I mean, like I said earlier, I'm led to believe now that the Boba Fett picture I got signed was a new one, and as Daniel and Andrew both know, Alan Rusko brought a new one as well, and they both got that signed.
That was a really good autograph.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, he did have some cool images. I remember looking at his table, Alan. Yeah, like the one with the cracked face, which was a really cool image, the mask sort of thing. I like that.
Yeah, definitely, but I mean, I don't want to rant anymore about official pics, so I'd say we should move on before I rant more.
Oh, we enjoy your ranting sometimes.
Okay, I'll keep going. No, seriously, I'll stop.
And you've got another video interview to announce.
Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't fallen asleep yet that's listening to the podcast, as you know, a few weeks to a month ago, we announced our first 6 video interviews confirmed ahead of Celebration Year 2, so now we can confirm our 7th. So another Return of the Jedi one, because as my friend Dan Giester once told me, you can never have enough Return of the Jedi, so... Anyway, the 7th video interview is Tim Dry, mime artist / actor who played Jabba's palace alien known as Jaquil, and a Mon Calamari officer in Return of the Jedi. So there's our 7th video interview, and we'll be making the official announcement on the page later, but this is just a first announcement for any listeners who are still listening.
I believe that's 6 people that are still listening, so haha.
Okay. 6.
If it's anyone I owe money, I haven't got any.
Oh, no, wait, 7.
6 or 7 lucky people. Tim Drive, Jaquil, and the Mon Calamari officer. So, yeah, pretty cool.
And you've got another hint for next week's guest.
That one wasn't a hint. The Tim Drive thing was an announcement, but a hint.
Yeah. And you've got a hint for next week's guest. So 7 people here, listen.
Yeah. So, as you as you know, we had no celebrity guests this week, even though Dave is technically a celebrity in the autograph collecting world.
I wish. You don't get me anywhere. I still don't get free ones.
Yeah.
They still charge me. In fact, they charge me more for annoying them.
Anyway, here is your hint for the next week's big name celebrity guest coming on the Voice of the Republic podcast. It is an original trilogy actor, has cool armor, so I'm led to believe, and is a convention favorite.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, well, don't say it. Just don't say it.
My mouth is shut.
Let's see how long it takes them. No, don't say it. Stop.
I'm not going to say it, but I think I know it is.
Well, you can type it in the chat if you want.
Don't type it in the chat. I want to see someone figure it out.
It's for Andrew, someone.
Yeah, but I mean someone who's not on the podcast like now.
No, I didn't mean the official chat. I meant the chat here.
Well, that makes sense then.
I love what Chris put. But yeah, so.
Yeah, but, so there's your hint.
There's your hint, yeah.
So you ready to wrap things up, Daniel?
We're out of topics tonight. Oh no! But yeah, so let's get this wrapped up and finished for tonight. So make sure to check out our YouTube channels. The podcast is www.youtube.com/user/voiceoftherepublic1. Check out my YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/user/14mrdas. And also Rory's at www.youtube.com/user/separatist-destroyers. And don't forget to check out Andrew's www.youtube.com/user/game-reviews94. Also don't forget to check out Dave's Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Star Wars Autograph Collecting. And check out Dave's website at let the whole, damn it.
The whole would be win. Not just a bit of it, the whole lot.
It's not hard, Dan.
What part of the Wookiee would you like to win today?
www.letthewookiewin.com. And also check out our friends at Clone Wars Weekly Podcast. Just put Clone Wars Weekly Podcast in Facebook search bar, if not www.facebook.com/pages/Clone Wars Weekly. And don't forget to check out channel 1138 on Facebook, where we broadcast live to you every week at www.facebook.com/channel1138. And finally, don't forget to check out our sponsors. Our sponsor is Hunter Toys, www.facebook.com/pages/Hunter Toys. So it's been a fun episode tonight.
Yeah, lots of crazy talk.
And lots of Andrew going down to the pub.
No. It's a bit greedy because he didn't even invite anyone, which was really selfish, Andrew. You need to learn to share.
Sorry.
You could have invited me. I can get down there in 10 minutes. So.
Those last orders are gone, aren't they? Shut up.
And we also had crazy cat fights about official picks.
You just ranted, dude.
Yeah.
No one else got a chance. You just ranted.
Yep, definitely.
So from Dave, Rory, Andrew, and me, Daniel, may the Force be with you, Star Wars fans.
Always.
Cheers, guys.